Hva heter det greiene?
Vinstein.
Bare vinsten er liksom helt vanlig.
Nei, jeg vet det.
Det er sikkert en 1 i stedet for I-en eller noe.
Vinstein 5573.
Vinsten 5573.
Ja.
Fuckinger. Ja, greit. Går jeg på Fortnite stream eller hva jeg vet det. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun.
And all of them have this opportunity to be able to take the win today, even though they might be 110 points with this new 1.5 times multiplier. They do have an opportunity to take that first place spot against a duo like Iamzo and Rise, who have had an incredible start to day one. Only 2 points ahead of second place, but honestly, after their crazy performances, I wouldn't be surprised if they can even have a bigger lead. And it's not just their in-game aggression, but also how smart they've been playing, like Iamzo shooting blindly here to bait a team nearby, with Rise hiding in the bushes, able to get a few shots onto the opponent, which they decided to back off. I think that was a smart play. They were going for the elimination, just going for the storm search tags.
I love the variation that we can see, and some of the strategies, right? Clicks is all about carrying a sniper. Iamzo and Rise getting creative with the baits in the bush. So smart. But honestly, Iamzo and Rise, while storm surge strategies are very, very important, and how consistently they can make it to the end game, their end-game domination is second to none as well.
You used the word second there. Well, we talk about the second place, only 2 points behind. It's your global champions. It's Hooper. It's Miro. This is not where I want to be if I'm Iamzo and Rise, right? To have these guys on my heels, to be only 2 points behind me. Now, on the other side, if I'm Cooper and Miro, I'm thinking, okay, 1.5 times, I'm down. That's easy. That's an easy recipe to go straight to globals once again.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too comfortable if I had global champions breathing down my neck for an FNCS championship. But honestly, the impressive thing about their game throughout day number one,
No, I can probably put it on. So bare feel free to say what du vil.
Nei, vent da. Hvordan det... Jeg husker ikke hvordan jeg gjorde det her.
Let's just land somewhere else and, you know, make sure we make it to the end game.
Yeah, it started with the early game, and then even in the end game, they dominated between.
Det rart at jeg setter ballene mine av, vet du?
Atle. Ja, runde litt da.
Var du glad for å si det?
2 sek.
Jeg får lov, ja.
Ja, men...
And now we get to see what NA is going to do. How are they going to adapt to this new point format? Are they going to be more careful? I want to look back at the standings because there's a couple more teams I want to call out that I think could take advantage of this multiplier. Why not going over to Acorn and Cold? I think a duo that I don't want to say are flying under our radar because they're very much pulling off some incredible things here, but they're currently in that top 5, and they could make that jump, right? Because of this multiplier, we could see anyone in this top 10 potentially look to strike even that #1 spot.
Yeah, I mean, Acorn and Cold also, that, you know, their ability to come up with new strategies, Kelly. I mean, this was one of their highlights from day number 1 for sure.
It was so good. We thought that they were going for this early heal up and were very confused, but instead they were allowing the high
Welcome to paradise.
be distracted, wait for their vision to be full
Det var
behind
henne på den
them,
kopret.
and then once they noticed that they were no longer looking behind them, grappled up, grabbed the elimination, and you know, when you're
YouTube,
you typically look in front of you at the blow.
Ja, sant. Det er YouTube.
To be able to sneak and steal that height. To be able to sneak and steal that height away from I mean, there's a reason why a lot of people think Acorn and Cold win the whole thing, and even win the championships.
Trykk. Vent da. Liv, når du er ferdig med sangen.
Hva?
Hæ?
Ja, de skal adde et ny sånn instrument til festival, ikke sant?
Ja.
Og så finner du ut at det er banjo.
Det?
Hva er det da? Ja, hva er det da?
Det er jo
Om du er på scenen, så skal det spille sånn dang-dang-dang-dang-dang-dang.
Atle, prøv å søke til YouTube nå og se hva som skjer.
Ja, jeg subscriber. Jeg subscriber den lille kak.
Unsub og sub da.
Jeg kan subscribe til sånn iPad eller YouTube min.
Jeg gjør det nå.
Jeg tror jeg er inne på noe han bruker på iPad. Det er ikke takk.
Ja.
Of course, we have to fight for that #1 spot. Another duo to highlight, Pollo. I mean, these guys are absolutely aggressive. They are looking for a moment like this when we suddenly say, hey, there's an underrated player. You want to be more aggressive, Peterbot? What about you, Pollo?
Her er faen, altså. Se på den duoen der.
Fy faen, det er sjukt duo, ass. Det er...
Begge to mangler kromosoner.
Atle.
Det er lov å si. Det er det faen.
Det er jeg ikke inne for.
Kan du bare banne, fordi du later som det er family friendly? Det er ikke family
ikke
friendly.
følelig, Atle. Slapp av.
Nå vet jeg du holdt på å si noe annet.
Nei, men... Søv da.
Jeg holder på.
They were able to grab a handful of the forecast towers as well. My only concern for them is these kind of mid to late game rotations. But besides that, obviously, Peter Bond, I just want to see them make it to the end game a little more.
Yeah, there's so much.
Jeg tenker ikke mer enn 1000 V-bucks.
Ja, imagine. Game om 2 minutter.
Take a look at the breakdown here for how this will all shake up. At the end of the day, the duo in that #1 spot, $140,000. And again, Axe of Champions, which is in itself an incredible trophy and accolade for the players in game, and global championship spots locked in on the battle bus.
Er det fucking sikkert?
I want to quickly talk about expectations with this new explosive format we're going to be seeing today. What do you think is something we will be seeing? Is going to look to be maybe a little bit more aggressive and try and take advantage of those points, or you think maybe they're thinking, oh, we can't give away those points. We have to be more defensive and try and stay alive as long as possible.
Well, hey, Zeke, whatever their strategy is going to be, right, they're the professionals. We'll go ahead and leave it to them. I'm expecting to see some great battles between the teams that are already top 5. But Kelly, with this format, as we saw over on EU, I'm expecting to see some big changes.
Ok, jeg bare unsubber og subber tilbake på telefonen.
Coming into today with a new strategy that proves
Unsubscribe, der. Nå mistet jeg en følge alert. Der, jeg subscriber nå.
I could definitely expect some comebacks out of these teams, but also there's a lot of teams out here that have proven themselves to be day 2 teams. Iamzo and Rise, historically speaking,
Hva skulle du sjekke?
Det funket ikke sant?
Hva funket ikke? Jeg skjønner ikke hva jeg mener.
Det er sånn det er alertbox egentlig, men det funket tydeligvis ikke da.
Kanskje det må bli litt bedre?
Kanskje.
Er du snill?
Well, I am excited to kick off the competition because today, champions will be crowned.
What makes a champion? A champion is someone who ain't afraid of mistakes. A champion is someone who stands tall against any opposition. A champion is someone who can do it not once, not twice, but 5 times.
Kan du være snill gå? La oss som om jeg er lille 10 år gamle Petter, som skal se på den her nye FNCS-finalen, så viser jo ikke du skjermen. Så jeg ser ingen drit, og så må jeg gå og så må jeg legge meg liksom 10 minutter. Og så får ikke jeg sett liksom hater om FNCS-greia.
Champions inspire. Champions conquer the world.
Og så blir du ready.
Again,
Ja, skal jeg spille, eller kjøre FTS?
Kan du ikke gjøre begge på samme tid?
Jeg har ikke 2 skjermer.
they can come from the shadows.
Blir bedre.
Sorry.
Ja, bare spill nå. Siden det var ikke sånn start offisielt. Det bare gjør sånn der... Det bare varmer oss opp. Det bare edger oss.
Ja, ikke sant. Det er jo 10 sekunder neste game, da.
Mm?
This is the place where they make it known. This is where champions.
Tung, 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 tung.
Ja, et første game, gutter.
Første game, så.
Hvorfor er lyden så jævlig rar? Og du hører... What? Det får ekko. Kan du fikse...
Åh, Rita Live, sorry, Edvard.
Kan du fikse lauven? Eller ekkoen?
Eller er ikke det ekko? Er det?
Det skal være det.
Er det ekko eller er det ikke ekko? Nå må du svare meg.
Ja, det er ekko.
Jeg hørte det, ja da. Jeg hører ekkoen, ja.
Hæ?
Jeg hører jo ekkoen, ja. Jeg er litt lostlagt.
Ja,
Det er lov å si.
du gjør jo ikke det, da. Du hører jo ikke ekkoen.
Jo! Jeg sverger jeg. Er det lov å si slett? Hvis dere hadde...
Ja.
Kan det bli ready, vær snill?
Nei, bare jeg kan ta 70 minutter.
Takk.
Hvorfor går ikke det, da? Der,
Takk, takk. Jeg liker ikke hvordan Reed har sånne greier, man kan bruke bits til å se på sturen hans.
Hæ?
Det er litt rart. Det er sånn at man bruker 5000 bits, ikke sant, men sånn casher det ut på Reed sin stream, da gjør han sånn posture check. Det burde du gjøre. Det er sånn height check, så går det over seg, how long is your pock check.
Ja, ikke sant.
Streamer du fortsatt?
Ja.
Ja. Det var det. Det blir bad. You're gonna get banned.
Multiplier is what's really going to, I think, determine the actual pacing here today. And we are seeing some teams trying to make those necessary adjustments.
I want your
trying to
Laban.
stop Evelyn too early on, even if they are contested at their drops, like Day and Redux.
That's right, a win is going to mean even more, but an early elimination is going to hurt
But at their
that much
drops,
more as
like
well.
Day
So
and Redux.
pacing is going to be incredibly important. A win is going to mean even more, but an early elimination is going to hurt that much more as well.
Day
So
and Redux.
pacing is going to be incredibly important. Mean even more, but
Alltid ser du
Deilig at
på...
Rita Live.
Alltid når du ikke... Ja, jeg kan mute deg, da. Men... Alltid ser du
Deilig at
på...
Rita Live.
Alltid når du... Hva er det som skjer nå, egentlig? Jeg kan mute deg, da. Men... Det var mulig
Ikke
det.
skyld dette her på meg, jeg ser ikke han på streamen.
Nei, ikke da. Det var min egen feil.
Ja, du har skyldt alt sammen på meg det siste. Jeg ser ikke han på streamen. Men det blir gitt. Følger jeg det.
full finish instead, quickly wrapping up the battle, and Empen
Der kjører vi, vet du.
running here. And let's not forget, Muzz and Paper
Er alt
are
smooth
just
nå?
to the north,
Nå er
so
alt smooth.
for a full-on head-to-head clash, this is
De der dårlige kommentatorene i bakgrunnen.
characteristic of
Bring
Golden
in
Acorn's
Ackledrock,
early
da.
drop, as far as what we've
faen.
seen so far.
Det er det, bare, du må bare høre på oss.
Halla, Jakob, 20 ass. Velkommen.
Vi er klar for noen syke kommentarer.
Nå er det...
Ikke sånn.
Nå er det klart for sykt. Ikke frekke kommentarer. Welcome. Oh, Atle, I think we need to speak English now. We have English people here.
Into the vault, taking all the best loot.
Det gidder jeg
He's
ikke.
also just going
No.
to be super delayed in terms of
Alright,
trying to find
if you're
a
not
search
Norwegian, then
strategy
please
now
stop.
because
Yeah,
you're
just-
operating as a solo. It can't be
Stay with us,
hard
please.
to try and
It is
exchange
very nice
damage
here.
this early on when the only focus you have is just recovering your teammate.
And with no eliminations, actually,
Watch my stream.
chances that they
No,
were
you don't have this.
Oslo sentrum on OnlyFans.
Ok, nei, men nå må vi...
Might I did see there was an
Man
AI
City called
under the
that.
ramp, and I thought at first that was surely NPen, but no, it was just an AI. I believe
De har gjort egentlig, hvem tror du vinner?
essentially bested by the
Reader
AI.
så
Rate.
Knock.
Jeg føler Pyrobat og...
Early on, but they still do, of course, get to reap all
Nei,
the benefits.
jeg tror å kommentere.
Instead of cold. But that is it's
Ja, jeg føler Pyrobat winner. Win.
har vi fortsatt den engelske duden i...
Acorn and Cold are likely going to look to
Hello,
try and recover
Jacob. Are you still
elsewhere.
Jacob
At the
Jr.?
very
Are you
least,
still
they
here?
still managed to
What
get their
have you
way
been
against the
eating?
vault. You see these teams now,
No,
Peterbot,
shut
Poyo,
Alright.
Ritual,
Uh,
trying to prioritize these forecast towers,
okay.
making sure to protect them as
Poyo,
well.
Pyrobat.
Just getting set up
De skal vinne hele
super
jævla
early
dritten.
on
Bare vent og
because
se.
you have to anticipate that there's going to be
Peterbot
at least
og
one other team that's going
Poyo.
to challenge.
They are so
duos
shit,
setting
bro.
base around these
Nei,
forecast
de er
towers.
jævla gode.
Yeah, definitely.
De er
Her
jævla.
ser vi Poyo pulle ut mappet.
Angle
Spennende.
Royals holding here,
Sikte
even
litt.
waiting to put the ramp out.
Nei, men du må gjøre som fotballkommentarer. Han drar frem mappet!
He is looking for
Han
er det sant?
sikter på målet sitt!
Ja, men her kommer Poyo i full fart mot veggen, sin egen vegg. Og endelig til foren.
It's not just
Det er
about
faktisk
getting
helt bra
forecast
sånn
hour, but it is equally
fotballkommentarer gjør
important
det.
to continue to maintain your surge status.
Bommer du helt fullstendig på den editen? Nå skjer det en siste gang, og han klarer wide-editen!
This is a very
Så blir han
interesting
drept!
situation here
Men
as they
han klarte wide-editen!
Vent da, jeg tror ikke Pyrobat kom inn i gamet. Gjorde han?
Ikke?
It's edgy, it's
Sjekk,
Tavern.
ja.
We've seen Edgy and Tavern play
Nei, jo, vent, han gjorde han.
incredibly ready yesterday up against Acorn and everyone else here at the
Her har vi Mongrel og
farms.
Mr.
And yeah, you
Savage,
can see they're
nice.
right in the same spot more or less, but they've been spotted out by another duo, and Rise should surely get all the information he needs here at this point.
And not just that, but I believe Yamzo maybe even saw some of the walls
Oh, ja,
that
jeg
were
har
being
ikke på-
placed behind Edgy and Tavern. The Bush not able to provide total coverage
Åh.
from that.
Kanskje lurt å ha på faen meg FCS-klubben, da, ikke bare lyden.
Proceeding a little bit more cautiously here with
Yeah,
trying
do
to
that.
collect some mats. At least has max brick. Now just trying to prioritize some of that wood, but for teams to just stay
Reach skal vinne bare.
postured, so aware, and a team like Yamzo and Rise
Reach
especially,
skal vinne.
manufacturing
Bugha skal
their
vinne.
fifth FNCS
For sure.
as a team.
Folk som sier at Bugha skal vinne, det er de. Det er ikke ballen
Their placements have consistently been within the top
Vil jeg legge inn
10.
leaderboard ved siden her, eller?
It's almost like you can tell
Hva?
that they're just trying to play this one out exactly how they did yesterday, because that's what resulted in them finding the first half of this Grands in that first place position, leading on the leaderboard today.
Well, one team that's not playing at all like they were yesterday is Day, as he picks up Quanti and Baila, whom, by the way, I'm fairly certain was doing pretty well pacing as far as their overall points are going yesterday. So for the 1.5x multiplier day, teams like Day and Redux already turning online. It's going to show you how impactful it's going to be to their overall scoring. For Cooper and Miro, they're in a bit of a standoff, but look who's getting even more active. It's Clicks, Epic Whale, who's jumping right into it. This is I feel like a repeat clash up against the WTJ duo here at the Rebels Roost. This is one of the teams that Clicks and Epic have comfortably taken as far as fights have gone yesterday, and they do have the overall wins across this duo here. But no, Clicks and Epic, just like yesterday, not interested in sticking around over welcoming with their stay here. They get a couple tags, they don't get the elimination right away, they pretty much disengage.
Clicks and Epic have certainly had a tendency to kind of stray this way over towards Rebels Roost. Again, knowing that there are usually at least one or two other teams for them to try and find some of that surge tag damage on. But Clicks is right there with you, MDF. He recognizes the fact this is not an engagement I need to force, and essentially we'll just back off. Don't know if he was able to really exchange many shots before we tapped into his perspective, but check back in later on to see how he's faring. Right now, Pars, Baka, they just want to confirm their cash, but they've got to deal with the likes of Peterbot and Poyo first. Builds definitely favoring Pars and Baka, though. given that they've already got that cash recovery going. Peterbot trying to do what he can to break into Pars' box, but it's Pars doing an excellent job just keeping him at bay. Baka, on the other hand, eats a little bit too much damage from Pollo, so temporary fall back. It's going to put Pars into the holding wall responsibility here. Another shot exchange. Peterbot, Pollo definitely getting some very consistent surge damage online here. Even if they can't recover the cash, they might be able to find these eliminations instead. Pollo gonna apply some good pressure, but finally Baka with the response, pushing Pollo even further back. Peterbot now forced to resync with Pollo. They've got to utilize this Flowberry Fizz as a team. They both want their shields to get a little bit of regen online. But Baka, Pars, that cash definitely helping them as far as trying to establish whether they want to go for a further engagement here. Peterbot and Pollo. Peterbot and Pollo are going to answer that for them.
What an absolutely, I was going to say, what an absolutely intense fight between our 5th and 7th place duos going straight head-to-head. And not only that, no trickery involved. It was a clean, all-out box fight. You saw that. This is a singular layer high. It wasn't 2 stories, wasn't anything extra. Just a clean, high-level fight. We'd love to see it. Well, while this is all happening, there's plenty of action happening everywhere as well. Want to keep you completely dialed in. Take a look at how Rise and Yamzo are continuing to find themselves in the mix here. Yamzo jumping in. You have down bodies of Bacon and TK here off to the side. Other teams fighting south the ruin reels, but they don't care. Grapple hook is going to allow them to close the distance, get their eliminations, get the finishes, and more importantly, set themselves up for success here. And Yamzo and Rise are that sleeper duo to keep an eye out on, as they have the most victory royales this weekend so far.
TK, though, probably kicking himself for that one. Not sure what led to the fall in the first place, but the fall damage is going to be what sparked that initial knock. And you know,
Vent litt, da. Ja, faen.
Nei, jeg må dra nå.
Må du?
Nei, jeg må ikke, men det er sånn... Det er best at jeg bare gjør meg klar til å gå og sove nå. Men vi breaker, altså.
Alright.
Have to do the fires with the SMG. It just does so much damage if you hit those headshots. And Clix putting up an incredibly great defense here as Peterbot is hurt, Pollo is hurt, and Clix successfully defends off in a 2v1 right now and continuing the pressure here, but he's got to save his teammate, and instead Epic drops the match for Clix. What is happening right here? So Clix is actually going to go for this fight here instead of playing for the pickup. Might be a fatal error, but the punishment is so good, and Clix does it again.
Clix is actually putting in so much work right now. Might have dealt just enough damage. Peterbot, Pollo, they've got to reconsider. This is no longer a battle they can stay active in. Clix with the revive of the century, their game one extension that Clix just managed to buy for himself and Epic Will is massive, because Epic should have been elim by rights there to Pollo and Peterbot had it not been for Clix. But you can see here in the replay, Peterbot, such a sick angle onto Epic. He's so focused on Pollo, loses track of the line of sight that Peterbot had while Epic was looking for that right side peek, and just really well played. But even better still was Clix, because at the